Hello strategists, generals and soldiers of the Second World War. Welcome back to Panzer Corps Gold and playing hardball and the battle at and off Simferopol on our way to Sevastopol, the biggest fortress of the world of the 1940s. So here we are. We have actually neutralized nearly everybody, and I actually forgot this one because they are green and I didn't see them. But that's actually a good thing for our Sonderkraftfahrzeug 7/2, our flag, mobile flag, to shoot at them and gain some more experience. And there we have another one here. Let's drive there. Taking them down. Alright. So, and which fighter can actually use some experience? You guys already have 4. I've got movement 1. And you guys are our good attackers, right? Yeah. And you only have 2. So you get the chance to get your next kill. Nice. Very good. There we are. No one else around. Oh yeah, and by the way, so this city does not give any... I checked it. This city does not give anything to conquer, so... to capture. So we will just take our Wehrmacht here. And then take it, doesn't matter anyway. Just making things a bit quicker. However, I did some reading and I learned something, guys. So we've got this Karlgerät here and the Gustav. And this this railroad super artillery. Yeah, there were only actually 2 of these schwerer Gustav, like the heavy Gustav, that the soldiers, the artillery soldiers, called Dora. There were only 2 of these built, while only one of them actually shot. And the problem was that the barrel, I think in English it's called the barrel, right? Was very quickly worn out, so it was able to shoot, yeah, for dozens of kilometers. But even after a few shots, it was not possible anymore to make a really good hit. You know, the precision was reduced significantly after a very short while. So that led to the projectiles landing in a zone of around 720 meters around the target, you know. But they used it mostly yeah, for propaganda purposes after that. Well, and it did shoot at Sevastopol, yeah, but this is actually also not very accurate here, like for this scenario, because these things, they were transported on the rail tracks, but they were not able to just, you know, just drive here and then directly shoot or something. There were several thousand soldiers necessary to manage this thing, and they needed to build a double railway track with a curve, you know, a shooting curve, where this thing could be maneuvered in a way, because as we can see here, there was no way to change the direction. Yeah, it was only this angle, so the whole construction had to be changed, and that's why they used it on a certain curve, a curved area that they had to build. And but this the picture shows it nicely, actually, that it needed to be on 2 different railway tracks, actually. So it was transported like in, I think, 50 wagons or something, 50 train wagons, and then assembled, and then it was sitting on 2 railway tracks, yeah, and then it could shoot. So that's the whole situation. Well, the Karlgerät was actually way more efficient, yeah, when it shot, and it didn't have the range, of course, but this one was way more successful in busting through the bunkers that the German Wehrmacht encountered in Sevastopol. So, and here we are. Let's end this. Decisive victory. My commendations to you and your men, Herr General. Your success has once again afforded you the option to choose how you wish to proceed. With the Karl and Gustav both fully armed and ready, High Command believes you will be able to directly assault Sevastopol and occupy the entire port. Be warned that this task should not be taken lightly, as the Soviets have had more than enough opportunities to turn Sevastopol and the surrounding area into a fortress. If you do not feel your forces can sustain the inevitably heavy casualties that will result from assaulting Sevastopol, you may instead direct your forces to only secure the area immediately around Sevastopol. This will allow other forces to siege and neutralize the city, much as we are doing with Leningrad. Though this will undoubtedly prove a less prestigious victory, it will also prove to be less costly to your forces as well. The choice is yours, Herr General. Well, what will we do? Be cautious and siege Sevastopol, or rather prepare an assault? Nah, it is more prestigious, right? We'll do the assault, and by the way, that was also the more accurate thing, because in 1942 the German Wehrmacht attacked Sevastopol for I think the third time. Yeah, so I'll just tell a little bit more after reading this. So it's June 24th, 1942. The time has come to once and for all secure Sevastopol and the Black Sea from our enemies. Your objective is to occupy Sevastopol and to destroy all 4 of the Soviet forts in and around the port. Be warned that these are no ordinary forts. They have been reinforced with additional concrete defenses and armed with naval artillery. Fortunately, though, your past success has allowed us to fully prepare the Gustav railgun and the Karl siege mortar, and they are both at your disposal and ready to reduce those Soviet fortifications to piles of rubble. Intelligence reports reveal that although the Soviets have only a handful of aircraft to defend Sevastopol, they also have called upon the remnants of their Black Sea fleet to help in their defense. So you are advised to launch your assault with heavy air support that includes some anti-naval assets. Good luck, Herr General. You may need it here. Okay, well, here we are. Oh yeah, and we have Panzer III Ausführung N. That is nice. But before we start doing that, let's have a look at the map. And yeah, so this is the huge... So in real history, 1941, like in October and November, the German Wehrmacht was actually stopped here on the Krim and wanted to start a siege in this area, yeah, but Russian counteroffensive drove them actually back. So, and then there was another attack, and now basically our assault now in June 1942 would be the third time to try to take Sevastopol, and in real history the German forces actually took it with heavy casualties. So there were around 200,000 Wehrmacht troops and Romanian troops at the disposal, like on a front line of around 35 kilometers or something around the city. And they were opposed by around 140,000 Russian troops that were dug in. Yeah, and Sevastopol was considered to be the biggest and strongest forces of the world in the 1940s. Yeah, so, and that was actually one of the the big propaganda goals of the German Nazi government. Yeah, to take this one, because they knew that it would take or that it would cause a lot of casualties, and the danger from Sevastopol was not that grand anymore, because several Russian armies or Soviet armies were already or had been beaten on the Crimean Peninsula, and at this point in 1942, like the eastern part of the Crimean Peninsula, they just also won and conquered the area. So Sevastopol was actually only supplied via submarines, via Soviet submarines, and otherwise it was pretty isolated. Yeah. So, and well, it's actually pretty interesting. And for example, in the first Crimean War in the 1840s, Russia fought against an alliance of France, England, the the Osmans. Yeah, that's how they are called, I think. Yeah, the Osmans, and well, partly Austria, but Austria didn't attack, but was just occupying some areas, but bound a significant number of Russian troops. Yeah, while Prussia remained neutral, and at that time, Sevastopol was actually a very wealthy town, yeah, with the Russian, also Russian Navy port, and pretty important. And it was besieged by this alliance for 11 months. Several battles took place around it, and the Russians lost. And after that, the city was also pretty much destroyed and never really recuperated from that siege. So, and now this is of course several decades later, in 1940, and after this siege and these fightings, only 9 buildings of this whole town, of this whole city, were actually undamaged. So it went on for several weeks. Yeah, the Germans bombarded it with these, these special siege artilleries, also massive Luftwaffe strikes, and after the fighting, actually, even the tough front soldiers, they admitted that the Russian or the Soviet soldiers were real heroes, and they fought in a way, as the Germans said, neither the French nor the English would have fought, and not even we ourselves, basically. Yeah. So, and during this fighting, as I said, like these around 200,000 German and Romanian soldiers against roughly 140,000, more than 6,000 German and Romanian soldiers were outright killed, and I think in total they lost like 1/3 or something of their forces, that were out of action after that, being injured or missing. While on the Russian side, they had around 10,000 deaths, and around 97,000 soldiers became prisoners of war. So that's the situation here. And like on a strategic level, the Germans decided to take Sevastopol because they would have had to keep several divisions on the Crimean Peninsula, just to be able to react to anything they would have done, and they wanted to secure their southern flank for this summer's offensive against the Soviet Union. So that's the bigger picture here, just in a nutshell. So, and here we are, and I think, well, now that I've talked so much, I think we can continue in the next episode. Then we will manage our units. There is a new tank. We'll check that one out. And as we can see, our siege equipment is fully functional now. That will be pretty nice, I guess. Right. So, and there could be ships. So I guess we will go for at least 2 more strategic bombers. We have one here, as I can see, U-88A. That one is a better one. Oh yeah, it's actually 10 attack. Oh, the worst Heinkel. So yeah, I guess we'll use 1 Heinkel and 1 Do, or maybe even 3 strategic bombers, because I guess we can use them nicely here to neutralize units, I guess. But I think I will not use the Marder or the Stuk anymore. But I found a a nice source for more information, but about that I will tell you next episode, yeah, when we start here. Yeah, I hope you found this one informative. If you have any more information you wish to share, please do so in the comment section. I would appreciate that very much, and I would also appreciate if you click the like button. You are very welcome to join the channel as well if you haven't done so you never ever miss an episode again. See you next time. Bye bye.